As you know, the county board is responsible for setting our police, fire, and EMS budgets, and those budgets right now are really stressed.
Flagler County Commission Vice Chair Leanne Pennington tells WNZF that further research is necessary before she decides on supporting or opposing the use of a half-cent sales tax to aid in hiring 37 new deputies for the Flagler County Sheriff's Office.
I don't want to say I don't support it yet. I think I have to see the differences between dedicated millage out of our general fund for it and what that looks like. We have excessive growth right now. Unfortunately, not all that was created by the county, but it is our responsibility to handle this particular budget. So we don't want to prolong staffing in our fire, rescue, and EMS. So it's going to be up to this board to make the ultimate decision. So I don't want to say that a half-cent sales tax is not an option for me if it makes the most sense and the public has a desire to continue to fund and make sure that we're adequately staffed, then certainly it's going to be something that I'm going to consider.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Wednesday, April 10th. In a change of heart, Flagler School Board member Cheryl Massaro has opted not to seek re-election for a second term. She withdrew her candidacy yesterday. Initially elected in 2020, she held the position of board chair from late 2022 to late 2023. With Massaro stepping aside, the District 5 race now features Palm Coast attorney Vincent Sullivan and longtime Belterre Elementary PTO president Lauren Ramirez. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Several high-tech road improvements are happening in Palm Coast.
The City of Palm Coast's Traffic and Engineering Division is letting you know about the high-performance micro-surfacing project scheduled for several roadways in Palm Coast that's now underway. Brittany Kershaw, Director of Communications and Marketing for the City of Palm Coast.
High-performance micro-surfacing is a technique that involves the application of a granite aggregate and polymeritized asphalt emulsion. And this provides like a protective layer on the top of the asphalt, and it makes the road more durable, and it'll also smooth out some of the imperfections.
While minimal disruption is anticipated, residents can contribute to the success of this upgrade.
They might expect some short delays. They'll need to avoid turning their wheel while in a stationary position on those roadways. No vehicles, boats, or trailers will be able to be parked on the roadway between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. when they're in that area. We'll need to keep the roads clear, and so no garbage or debris can be in the roadway. All irrigation systems will need to be turned off the night before the scheduled work.
Residents will be notified with door tags on residential front doors and an email regarding these upcoming improvements. All the work is scheduled to be completed by the end of the month. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Deputies had a busy weekend conducting 111 traffic stops, making 22 arrests, and handling 611 calls for service.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley is sharing highlights from this past weekend's roundup.
A couple of the more interesting arrests was a man that entered a home and assaulted a real estate agent as she was preparing the home for an open house.
Sheriff Staley credits the victim for her quick actions.
Because of her good tuition and ability to take photos of the suspect vehicle, deputies were able to quickly identify a suspect and locate the vehicle conducting a traffic stop on Wellington Drive.
Sheriff Staley says Carlos Da Silva is being held without bond on burglary, assault, and battery charges.
In another case, deputies located an individual wanted from Volusia County for violation of probation. He was at the BP gas station on Old Dixie Highway near Interstate 95. And when they arrested him, they found that he had methamphetamine on him.
Matthew Messinger has an extensive criminal record in addition to new drug charges.
And finally, I was involved in an arrest after a reported impaired driver driving a U-Haul truck. I was on my way home from a community event and spotted the vehicle and stopped it for a traffic violation. While the driver was not impaired, the passenger was, and unfortunately for him, he was also a fugitive from the Hillsborough County for writ of bodily attachment. This deadbeat dad found out he should be making his child support payments.
Over the weekend, deputies arrested 22 different suspects. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.